When we speak of Christ as begotten of the Father, traditionally, this has been understood to mean that Christ is begotten of the Father in his divine nature, not as human nature. That from eternity, the Son has proceeded from the Father. And the notion of begetting here is that when something begets another, they share the same nature. Cats beget kittens, dog begets puppies. They share the same nature. So Christ was not created by the Father, but he was begotten by the Father and therefore shares the same divine nature. And this is encapsulated in the Nicene Creed in saying that the Son was begotten of the Father before all ages. This is an eternal generation of the Son. The difficulty is that that's very difficult to justify biblically. When you read what John in his gospel says about being begotten by God, he seems to be referring to his human nature, that he is the only begotten of the Father in that as a human being, God is his Father, and no other human being is begotten in that way by the Father. So it's interesting when Luke speaks of Christ's virgin birth, the angel says to Mary, "Therefore the holy thing that is born of you shall be called the Son of God." It is in virtue of the virgin birth and his being begotten in the human nature that Christ is called God's Son. So although classic Christian doctrine is that the Son is begotten in the divine nature, I don't see that that's a biblical teaching. It seems to me that the biblical teaching is that Christ is begotten in his human nature by God the Father.